If this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much. Y'all are showing support, sharing the videos, subscribing like crazy. I'm truly appreciating everything that y'all are, I sent out. You're giving it right back, and it's truly appreciated. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light. And many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are uplifting, informative, give you good vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times and need spiritual guidance, or just needing what is it, confirmation of validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music that I'm listening to in the background, turn it up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. It's 5G Shield 999 hertz Unity. Raise your vibrational frequency. Nature music 444 hertz, fifth dimension, and I will go ahead and post that in the description box below. And the video I'm about to do today, this is my last one for today, y'all, because this one just I wasn't even prepared for this one, but you know how the universe gets, they'll throw something at you when you're least expecting it. So, the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas Universe raises a notch on evolutionary beings that um, beings didn't see possible. I was getting me some more thumbnails, and it was like all of a sudden I started having these visions again. I get them I guess every few days, and I know it's like when I get like heavy downloads, I have to allow myself to let that mess marinate for a minute. And this was like a whole lot of, because all of a sudden it was just like I've seen before. Empaths are coming from the dirt. Basically there's a lot of them that are rapidly awakening, and it's like they're jumping up, and you're like, okay, which way do I go? So it's basically, a lot of people are awakening, and it's just like it's catching them off guard. They don't understand what's going on. They didn't see that coming. But it was just like so many things is coming at folks to where they can't barely breathe, and it's like making you, pushing you towards transition and transmutation. And then all of a sudden, when I started looking at more thumbnails, I started getting these visions again, and all I heard was Anchurian step up, and I'm just like, this is like Anchurian step up, and I'm just like, what the heck? And it was just like you see this beam of light, this like souping them up like super soldiers, and it's just like all the things that you have been having to face. It is like, something's changing within you. You just don't understand what's going on. It's giving you heavy body pains. It's like your sleep patterns are very erratic. There's a lot of times you're having these very, very, very intense dreams. You're like, what the hell? Type moments, and it's just like really making you, it's like a whole bunch of dark situations that you have went through. It's like intensified, but you don't know. That's kind of like a weightlifter, because when I'm seeing, when it comes to Anturians, there is just like y'all been through some stuff, but it's like going to be a weightlifter. Basically, it's like when I see, it's like I see them on a treadmill type situation, but you see in this like box where they're facing all the things that scared them, all the things that they weren't allowing themselves to face before. Those are the things, while you're running on that treadmill, it's like they're making you face these things. And what you facing them is basically showing you what strength that you always had to endure those things. And Like I said, when it came to that, devil, the devil thing about, you steering a wolf in sheep's clothing. These are the things that you had to face. Like, they're making you not just one thing, but it's like four or five different things just coming from all different directions. And, and it's starting to, it is making a ripple effect in the world. So it's like a lot of things are becoming balanced. These things had to come in balance, but a lot of things that they're showing us towards the world, it looks like the end is nigh, but actually it's like a reset. It's whatever thing is this coming to pass. It's like something that had to be balanced out through tragedies, basically. And I'm just seeing these things, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with this? So like, what do you want me to do with this? And they're like, tell them. And I'm just like, you ain't even gonna let me sit with this for a minute. You need to tell them. I'm like, why you send it to me? And then I had to shut up for a minute. I'm like, damn, and it is like you're a legua. So when you're one of those things, you got to be a messenger about it. But I'm just like, okay, alrighty then. It's just like all the things that are taking place in the world is being able to balance out, and it's just like whatever we thought was impossible is becoming possible. Okay, there's a lot of times where people say God doesn't exist, but he been showing a lot of things about you basically reflecting the power of prayer. All the things that was going down in the Australia area. People were praying for these things to end, praying for these people to seek shelter, praying for the animals to be taken care of, making sure everybody got their nourishments. And all of a sudden you start seeing people taking people in their homes, getting all the animals and, take care of them, making sure they're okay. Next thing you know, all this water is jumping down on different parts of Australia. Food is dropping down for the animals out in the forest. Um, People sending money for things to be rebuilt. Other people bringing, folks into their houses and stuff like that. That's what the power of prayer does. When all the stuff was going down with, God rest their soul, those 7 people, Kobe, Gianna, and all those other people that were on that plane. People started comforting each other, didn't even know who they were, what they were, what kind of sexual orientation they were, nationality. It did not matter. People were hugging each other, consoling each other, because even with people that didn't even really know Kobe was truly affected by that. And those are the things that reflects love, because a lot of people hated other people because of their nationalities. It could have been something that happened within that group, that nationality, and people judged every single person that came from that. Everybody got a bad seat in nationalities. It's just not, you can't say, okay, just because this person did that, you're trying to say every person that comes from that background, or they're a whole of that. There's good people and everything, but they always got them bad rooted ones in there too. Even the good ones get embarrassed, like, I can't even believe you're even in our same tribe or whatever. But they do have that. But everything is being faced where God is allowing you to see. It's like when my dad made that song 7. A lot of people been bringing that up to me, and it's exactly how my dad was saying the things, the river of blood and all this stuff. Next, somebody sent me a video with all these people like coming and showing up on the sea, what is it, the beach and stuff like that. All these people are coming down, bodies of water shed like blood and all that. All these things are happening. All these things are happening, and it's just like everybody is taking place in their part of the world where everything is about to start balancing out. But they always say you can always see all the evil in the world. You can't say that the God doesn't exist when you can see the devil walking around here, causing all kind of havoc and everything like that. When God mean business, he gonna mean business, and it's just like he has his way of doing things. When he wants things to change, the universe has their hand in it, and they will play it hard. But when you're seeing it, it's tragedies. But when they're seeing it, this is change. It had to go this way. Even though there's a lot of people that are dying through these tragedies, there are certain people that are being made as an example. Just like with me, I honestly think like between Kobe and Gianna, they were the 1044. And that's the reason why there was a lot of people that went through that rapid wave of trauma when that happened. And it's just like you're going on different empath platforms and you seeing people that are not even a basketball fan being heavily affected, like that was their best friend, that was their next door neighbor, that was their family. That love reeked all over the world, and things have to come like that. It's just like you get a blessing within a curse. It was a curse that those people had to die like that. And then there's more things that when people had to see that, it was just kind of like the thing with 9/11 and all that stuff. You're seeing all this tragedy taking place, and you can't do nothing but sit there and just be in shock, like you're hoping and praying this is like a joke or something like that. All different things are taking place in this world where the devil, when people starting to do things that, just like Nipsey Hussle, he was about to put all this different stuff about how you're saving, how there's certain things you can cure cancer and AIDS and stuff with. All of a sudden he come up dead. All these different things is popping up where you really have to allow yourself to read between the lines. And it's just like where they're showing me, they're always talking about where the devil, the greatest thing the devil ever pulled was trying to say he didn't exist, and then poof, he was gone. And we can go back to that movie, Unusual Suspects. And that was my movie right there. But there's a lot of things that went on where, where people didn't think God, there was a God. But you see how much the power of prayer, the vibrations from our prayers that helped, Australia. And all of a sudden, after all those prayers, it ended. And then they're showing like the world meditation, and they're seeing all the frequencies that's just raised throughout the world. Those things are sky high, and is allowing you to know, no matter how much you question love, how much you question righteousness, is being reflected throughout these tragedies that we are enduring right now. And those are the things that is strengthening you. But they seem scary because it makes you feel like this world is about to end. These comets, and they said there's going to come to us. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You can't fear what is going to take place, because if it's meant to, it will happen. Everything is taking place. People ask me, "Are you scared?" No. No. Well, I can't change it. It's inevitable if it's gonna happen. I'm just want to hope I just go peacefully. I don't want to suffer through anything. But it's just like all the things that's taking place. They're using like the things you have went through as the things that are going to strengthen you at the same time. You had to go through the most gut punching trauma for you to know that you're all that, then some in a bag of chips. And I'm just looking at this like, oh, okay. I'll go ahead and tell them, but you'll start noticing a big shift within you, whatever, evolutionary being you are. It's just like, you're going to feel so like different. Like it's going to be a humongous shift to where it's just like even your frequency is going to mess up things. Y'all already know my stuff be going in and out. I'll be like, what's going on? I feel a jolt. Next thing you know, my phone was like, okay, lost signal. Where the things will go in and out. And it's like I'm going through these major shifts, and when I go through these major shifts, I start seeing things of different visions that foretold this. It was just like a few months ago when I said, when I seen a lot of autistic children, they're like God's blessings. They're like, it's like God's mold. Basically, a lot of people feel like frustrated or automatically see that autistic children are a lot to take care of. A lot of, you have to have a lot of patience with that. And I pray for every parent that has to endure that. But I feel them as being extra blessed. It's like God, they hold God's little secrets, basically. And people are like, what do you mean God's little secrets? I say, if you, because the way they're showing me is how our mind fluctuates and goes through that cycle of different thoughts, our past, our hurts, our happiness, all these different things are going in a perfect rotation. But with children that has autism, it's all over the place. They got all these extra things that's coming on at them, and it's coming from, it's like a whirlwind of different roller coasters, and they don't know how to articulate themselves or be vocal about the things that are going on in their mind, because they get really frustrated because everything's coming out in a different way, and they can't truly like express themselves like all of us can. But we don't realize those are the ones that God has blessed like that, but put all that information into them little children. Then all of a sudden they get all, they're all extra smart, or they say things that's before their time. All these different things, where people look at them like, no, it's a handful, but that's actually God's blessing. And it was like a couple of months ago, I had to, reach out to one of my friends and say, because she has two sons that are autistic. And I'm like, hey, in the last couple of days, if they like flip the script on you, not in a bad way, but it's just they're not acting hypersensitive like they usually do. You have the ones that has so many different labels, I guess that you want to call them. There's different autism, and I'm not a psychiatrist or anything I'm knowing, but I'm just going by the visions that I had. And then all of a sudden, it's just like they may be those ones that they're always hyper. They got to constantly, you have to constantly make sure they're busy all the time because it's like they're you know, so far in advance. You have to make sure you constantly keep them in activities before they get, agitated. And those are the ones now they're actually calm. And they're looking like, are you okay? Oh, yes, I'm good. And you're looking like, oh my God, what's going on with my babies? Especially if you're so used to them doing something for such a period of time. It's like the angels, God sent his angels that, hey, it's time to flip that switch on them. Go ahead, flip it. It's their turn now. And they're gonna start those are like your little alarm security systems is in those autistic children, to where they're gonna be your key to wherever you're trying to go. And there's a lot of people that are their children. They don't pass their gifts on to the children, and the children are almost close to the same advance as their parents are. That they're being their little conduit, that spiritual one, and is giving you guidance even through sleep realms. They're helping you get the information that is needed. And those are the things that they're starting to open up, that you'll see, because the children has a wild imagination. They actually see a lot of things that we don't pay attention to. So it's like everything is starting to come into play, and it's about to enhance, and it's just like going to come into a spiritual unity that we didn't see coming. Like everything that's coming apart, God wants you to be able to see it like the world's coming to an end. Because it's like that, you know what? Maybe if y'all feel like it's coming to an end, y'all start acting right. That's what it's like. God is not one of the ones to be messed with in that way, but He's like that. Like we have been tearing up this world, polluting it, killing animals, hurting our children, hurting each other, fighting over something that don't even belong to us, all these different things, racism, judging people for their sexual orientation, all these different things, folks touching on kids, all these things. And this God is like wreaking havoc, because even with Harry Weinstein, now you got caught up because you done got comfortable with your stuff. And not even that, but now you done sit up here and tested positive for daggone coronavirus. And hell ain't even gave you that open invitation yet. It's just like all these different things this evil doing in the world is starting to show its ugly head. Everything's starting to peek out, and it's like you can't do nothing undercover anymore, because it's about to be shown out towards things. That's why I try to make sure I'm on the good side. Just keep on pushing out love and positivity, because whatever you are reaping right now is going to be showed. So they're telling us right now, with all these things going on, you better make sure that you're pushing out a lot of love towards things, because I guarantee you it's going to come to wrath back to you, and it's going to come 10 times more than what you pushed out. So all these different things are going on in the world, where, like I said, I seen the Arturians, and they're like all this light that's coming up to them. It's kind of like, God, dog, what is that movie? It made me, I think it's like Monica, or that one with that alien when they sit up here to do. Oh God, I can't remember his name. He played on the pianist, and he played on the Cadillac Records, the guy who owned the record company. That's my boy, though. I've seen him in a couple of movies, and he played in The Predator when they dropped him in that daggone jungle. But it was like, you see this glow or whatever, and you're just seeing the Achurians is like all this stuff is just coming to them, and they're rising up. So it's just like a lot of things that, the Achurians are seeing far more advanced than what other beings are seeing at this time. And it's just like the ones right now, it's just like we got all these different categories. Blu-rays are getting strengthened, but it's just like whatever you are facing right now that really has been your trigger, those are the things that's going to make you a lot stronger, just because the fact you endured those. And not every, and whatever you're enduring, any other normal person wouldn't have made it as far as you did. So they're really challenging you with your past. And it's just like it may hurt right now because things are starting to surface that you know that would have triggered you, but these are to be the same thing that's going to strengthen you and it's going to make you a bad mother. Shut your mouth. It's going to be one of them things like you're not going to be able to be touched just because the fact is the things you endured. And I don't know what this light is on my face. Okay, that is just so weird. There's just like a streak right here. Let me see if this is on my. Well, okay, it's gone. I didn't know what that was, but okay. Yeah. Well, all these different things are taking place, and it really looks wild. And it's just like it's coming into a balance. And I was telling people the other day, it's like when I'm having these type of visions, it's like they're showing me, through movie form on, how I would catch it because they know that I'm very a movie buff. And it was just like the movies that they were showing me was like The Craft, um, Vatican tapes, uh, what was it? Twilight when it came to Bella and Edward having Renesmee. um, what else was it? It was another movie I can't remember that I was talking about. Oh yeah, Buffy and the Vampire Slayers and Angel, because Angel was not supposed to have a baby with his sire, and then they end up having that baby. And they say two vampires are not able to have children. Vampire, how does a vampire get a human pregnant, and then she died and then came back? All these different things are being projected towards us in a such nonchalant way that you may not catch on to it. And it's just like they're reflecting things to us that we may feel that is impossible. God is about to make it possible, and he about to show that, like, I can show you better than I can tell you. Because it's just like when you're seeing God's work right now, all these different things are taking place where you see people praying on the street. You see people, enjoying themselves. They're, I forgot where it was, in Brazil. They have these high rise apartments, and these people are like bringing out their stereos and being DJs, and people are laughing, people are talking, they're having fun again. Nobody fighting. But then they got these ones that are looting in certain places as well. So all these things are even out towards a positive change. And it may feel scary at times. It may even feel like the world is to an end, but it's only dying off of what we know for it to be, you know, done before to create something new that needed to happen. So yeah, that's my last video because that just really shot me. If you're going through these major changes, now you will know. There's a lot of times I've said this and it is just scarily somebody done predicted and say you know, I was right. It's a scary thing, but it is what it is. When you can't stop what needs to change. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. If you're having erratic sleeping bad habits, your intense muscle changes, you're having intense problems between your shoulder blades, as well as your lower back issues. You're having heavy vibrations throughout your forehead, especially if it'll feel the pressure in between your eyes, especially here. It'll make you kind of disoriented. That's going to happen. And you'll start probably having flashes of things even in your wake, not just in your sleep. And the frequencies might mess up different electronics as well, blow light bulbs, drain batteries, all those other things. So, but I will see y'all in my next video. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop me a line. I would love a chance to hear from you. Um, Tell somebody about the channel if you need to get in touch with me privately and you have some things you're curious about when it comes to your spiritual path. I'll help you out as much as I possibly can. You can find me under Facebook Messenger. um Please, if you're going to send it to me, please make sure you send me a message because I know a lot of people are sending me requests and I have to go back and say something. But it's just like if you need my assistance, you should be able to say, hey, Roslynn, I'm a part of the YouTube family, or I'm part of the Heyoka family, and I was needing your assistance with that. I don't want to go trying to find other people and stuff like that. So, I'm not accepting any friend requests, but make sure you send me a message. Let me know you're from here, and whatever your questions is or your concerns about your spiritual path, I'll help you out as much as I can. Or if not, I'll get you the information that will guide you to where you need to be. And everything we talk about is confidential. So make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know that all those things, those beautiful things, can really take somebody a long way. Make sure you're being at home. Don't go out unless you have to. Stay clean, stay safe, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.